Hey everybody, happy that I got that behind myself so I can stop saying who I am every time I start a video. Today I'm going to talk about a loaded topic, a real loaded topic. I'm going to talk about racism. Racism is the farthest thing from me that you can imagine, but it's still a pretty tricky one to even talk about it now. It's easy to get labeled. It's easy to get labeled when you talk about racism. People will label you as a racist, I guess. I don't know if people are really being honest about what they feel about the whole issue. I mean, Leonard Cohen's a great hero of mine, and that's one of the big reasons why I moved to this city, because of Leonard. And Leonard, he said that it's hard to be a writer these days because all the signals are jammed. Society's all kind of about slogans, you know? Slogans like racism, feminism, I don't know what else. There's a ton of them out there. There's politically correct ways of talking about them. People are probably scared shitless that they're not going to be fitting into the norm. It's easy to get alienated in society and getting kicked out. People avoiding you. But people avoid me, people kick me out, people alienate me, people gang up on me, people bully me. So that just happens to me all the time, man. So I can basically say what I want. Some people would be afraid to ruin their career, I guess. I don't really have one. I guess I have one. I pay my rent and everything from playing music, man. I guess that's my career. But you know, what are you gonna say about me? I'm just a scuzzy busker. Trying to connect with you people, man. Everyone's got to harbor this issue secretly in their heart about racism, man. I came from a very racist place, man. One time I was asked why I didn't stay there. I told them it's too much racism, man. Kind of shocked that person, because that person was quite a racist, actually. Everyone's gonna be nice, man, and put a smile on their face, not admit what they really feel about racism. Yeah, it's a complicated subject, man, and there's a lot of theories written about it, and a lot of academic theories about it. So if you got something to say, you can leave your opinions in the comments. I lived in China for almost 10 years. I lived in Europe for 10 years. I lived in India for a while. You know. Just wanted to get away from my own bullshit, I guess. But you know, to tell you the truth, my time in China was completely horrendous. It was a horrendous time. Trying to accept people, understand them, where they're coming from. You know, in China they don't have racism. They don't even probably even have a word for that. If you're Chinese, you can tell me something different. You'd probably slag me and get all upset. But you know, in China it's kind of like, it's us and the other people are apes. I knew a lot of black people, man, they didn't even get picked up at the bus station when they were waiting. I knew some black people showed up at the airport and waiting for some people to pick them up, and the people saw that they were black and they just turned around and left. Poor guy was sitting there at the airport, didn't know how to get back home. That's very common, man. There's no discourse in China about racism, man. It's just us and them. China's a very money-based society, man. It's all about money. If you want to be successful in money, you can't have any emotional attachment to it. You just gotta look at it like numbers. You know, that shapes the way you deal with people, shapes the world, man. People just become numbers, man. It's a cold and calculating place. So you know, after a while, I just want to get away from that, man. I want to hear my own language after a while. I want to connect back to my culture. I want to connect to the sensibilities of a great songwriter, man, because I did find them there. So, honestly, I came back here. First place I went to was live on a farm. Honestly, on farms, not gonna find many black people. Not gonna find any Chinese people at all now, probably. So yeah, I lived on farms for a while. And when I came to the city, man, it was actually really difficult for me, man. It's kind of weird. I didn't understand it myself. I guess I kind of got racist, man. I guess. Started avoiding black people, man. I started having bad experiences when I was around black people. So I started avoiding them. And I guess I developed a bit of a racist attitude, actually. I guess I really did. Didn't know what was going on, man. I just had bad experiences whenever I saw black people. It was really strange. I guess like a lot of racists, they have that experience, man. I don't know what it is, man. I guess it's kind of a symbolism. We function actually probably a lot more on symbols. People. They tend to kind of like not believe in symbolism, maybe. And then maybe they just transmute their viewpoint to a symbolistic way. I guess black is a bad color, right? It means like the mud and the dirt and the dreck. So, yeah, I guess that's maybe why people can't deal with that. It's like, yeah, they can't deal with it. People have different ways of functioning, man. They have different ways of seeing things. They have completely different ways of dealing with things. And Chinese people too, man. It's kind of like when I see Chinese people, I think I'm gonna have a bad day, man. I was just trying to get away from China, man. I want to come back to my own country and just, speak my language and connect back to the values of my own country, being away 10 years. 20 years, actually, altogether. I was 10 years in Europe, too. And whenever I hear Chinese, I just go crazy, man. I start getting that attitude like, oh, you should be speaking English, man, or French, or whatever. I'm going to go back to that. I get relieved when I hear Chinese people speaking French here, man. Or English. I get relieved. You can learn the language, right, if you come here. You can learn the language. But honestly, when I was in China, I tried my best, but I didn't learn the language. So I just spoke English all the time. So I was one of those not speaking Chinese living in China. There's a bank down the street that I never go to because it's basically caters to Chinese people, man. I don't want to deal with it. Don't want to have a bad day. But, recently I realized a lot of my issues with racism probably came from living on the farm. Just not being around black people or being around Chinese people. Not being around them, It's like the other, right? It's something that's uncomfortable for you. I can understand people having a problem with people coming to this country from China. They don't share our values. People feel like the values of their country are being eroded. I guess they are, actually, You've got to look a little bit deeper into that within yourself about what values are. What are your values, man? Are your values the herd value, or are they your own? I think that if you can find some kind of tool to get inside yourself and find out what your values are, then you're going to realize that that's just the values of people around you, man. There's a lot of pretty dirty values around. I will tell you, man, maybe I am a racist, but I'm not a biological racist, man. That's the most absurd thing you can imagine, biological racism, It's not about color, man. But the quality of people, man. Yeah, maybe I'm a spiritual racist. It means to be a spiritual racist means that I believe there's a sacred place that we're all going to, man. Some people call it Atlantis, some people call it Shambhala, some people call it New York City, some people call it Austin, some people call it Jerusalem. Yeah. It's all those places, right, those mystical places that exist in our imagination, right, those sacred places where people go. For me, there's really only two races, man. It's not about skin color. It's not about values, man. It's not about your culture, where you came from, or money, or anything like that. It's sharing values with people, man. Values of getting better. Values of changing the world. Values of getting rid of your baggage, man. Values of unity, respect, understanding, compassion. Those values, man. There's only two races, man. There's the ones that got that and the ones that don't got that, man. You can find your people, man, among Chinese people or people that have a darker skin color than you. Whatever you want to call that. You can find your values, man. Gotta get yourself cleaned out, man, inside. Gotta get your own values cleared out for yourself. Yeah, start meeting people, man. You'd be surprised, man. Some of them are gonna be Chinese, some of them are gonna be, I don't know, call them black or whatever, I don't know. I don't know what the right term is, man. Political comment term is, but there's those people, man. You know, one thing I will say about busking, man, it's kind of been a great leveler for me, man. You know, being in the city now, it's kind of like, yeah, it's just on the farm, man. You can have your ideals, but when the rubber hits the road, you're gonna have a problem with people, man, that aren't white. You're gonna have a problem, man. If you're a materialist, you're gonna reduce everything to materialism, man. You're gonna reduce the issue of race to a biological one. If you're living in the world of matter, man. But you know, you gotta try live in the world of spirit, man. You gotta strive towards that. It's a very obscure idea. It's a real life journey, man, to figure out what that means to be a spiritual person. Get rid of your baggage, man. Get rid of the world of matter, I guess, you know. So, man, you're gonna find those people, man. Just gonna keep into them. And you know, playing out in the metros has been really good for me, because as I say, it's been a great leveler, man. You know, I thought Chinese people, they can't relate to this kind of music when I'm playing, man. Can't relate to that. Yeah, the black people are probably just into hip-hop and stuff, you know. But you know, sometimes the people that throw the most money in my case are black people, man. Sometimes a lot of Chinese throw it in there too, man. That's been pretty good, man, because I found out a lot of things. It's not about the kind of music you play, man. People relate to that. Doesn't matter the color of their skin, man. Either you're either you're just a slob, man, no values, or you're a person that strives for something higher in your life. You're gonna find those kind of people, man. Doesn't matter what they look like. You're gonna find them anywhere, man. It's a sacred place that we're all going to, man. You can call it what you want, man. It's a place where people of all colors are gathered, man. People of all cultures are gathered, man. People that share common values. What are those values? I don't know. Anyways, I guess that's all I gotta say today about that. And it's definitely worth leaving your comments down there below. And subscribe to this channel, because we're going to be releasing some stuff. I don't know, maybe you'd like to see someone that just tries to be as honest as he can. Tries to be as much himself as he can. I can't really say that I'm that kind of person, but I'm striving towards that. You know, maybe you think that guy's a loser, man. What a slob. What a faggot. That guy is, I don't know, man, whatever you got going on. Yeah, so I'm going to release videos every week, so you know, we'll see how it goes. I might up the ante a bit. So have a good day, man. Take care. Hope I'm going to get over some negativity here by just getting with people every week. So take care.